We're going to squish this up. We're going to put some gloves on. In this video, we're going to show you how to make a stuffing and camembert calzone. We're going to make an incredible vegetarian stuffing, fill it in some leftover dough, bake it in Roccbox. It's going to be gooey deliciousness. First thing we're going to make is a stuffing. Vegetarian stuffing is going to be made up of butternut squash and roasted red onions. We're going to use about half a squash. The other half can be used for another one of these, a soup, to hurl at someone you don't like. We're just going to roughly chop this guy. Chuck him in a pan or tray, and then one red onion. Wedges, in they go. So little drizzle of oil, a little sprinkle of salt, a twist of pepper. Okay, so I've got some ground mixed spice. Tasty Christmassy stuff. I'm just going to sprinkle that over. Grate him in because nothing says Christmas like nutmeg. And we're just going to cover him with foil. That can now go and sit in Roccbox. Merry Christmas. So that's going to sit in there for about 25 minutes, half an hour. I'm doing this as Roccbox is coming up to temperature. Our squash and onion and sexy Christmas herbs have been roasting for kind of 20-25 minutes. That's nearly there. While we're waiting, we can get the next ingredients for the stuffing ready. I'm going to chop up some walnuts, about a tablespoon, about the same of pistachios. Here we have some dried cranberries, very festive. And then we're going to add some herbs. So I've got some sage, and I've got some oregano as well. I'm going to drizzle this with a little oil and just sit it to one side, and we'll have a look at how our squash is doing. Right, so that's been about 30 minutes all in all. Steamy. Festively steamy. We're going to add all our lovely seeds, our lovely herbs, our lovely cranberries. Give that a little toss together. So we're going to leave that uncovered for a few minutes just so the seeds can toast and the herbs can kind of start to really give out their flavour to our stuffing. And there we go. All our walnuts have roasted on an open fire. We're going to transfer all our tasty stuffing things into a bowl. Some get stuck on the edge, get it out, ouch, don't use your hands, stuff will be hot. While that cools, we're going to make a panade. Means bread mash. We're going to use stale bread, and this, in true Blue Peter fashion, is some bread that I staled earlier. You can eat those if you want, helps you get curly hair if you eat your crusts. Cheap, what I call plastic bread, that sliced bread that you get from the supermarché, that's what we got there, but you could use it for focaccia or a lovingly made sourdough ball. Going to cover that with about 60 ml of milk. But the reason for this is to keep moisture in our stuffing, so our stuffing is going to be lovely and moist. And it might feel a bit crazy, kind of bread going in here, and then we're going to put it in a pizza, but it's 2020. Eat the bread, eat the carbs, don't worry about it. So we let this cool down just ever so slightly. We still want it to be crushable. If we go kind of full fridge cold, it's going to be a nightmare. So still warm, and it's still quite warm. We can now add our panade. Okay, this is good. This is crushed. So I'm just going to correct the seasoning, a little bit of extra salt. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. So give that a little taste. That's great, you can taste the nuts, and we've got really good texture because we've got the nuts and we've got kind of, because we crushed it rather than mashed it, we've got some like more solid squash, some really crushed squash. It's a textural wonderland. Okay, so we're going to chill this down. Then we're going to set up and we can make our calzone. This is all going swimmingly, isn't it? Nothing says Christmas like pizza. And nothing says Christmas pizza like dough that is folded over some stuffing and some camembert. Our dough for this is old. Older than Father Christmas. No, it's not. That'd be minging. So you can see from this dough, it's really bubbly, it's old, it's spent really, but that's perfect for a calzone in this case. We're going to start opening this guy out. So this is going to be a bit like a khachapuri, Georgian flatbread, and it's normally with egg and cheese, but what they do is they stuff the crust as well as stuffing the whole thing. So we've taken that inspiration because nothing says Christmas like too much cheese. So there we go, that's a good shape. We're just going to get a rolling pin. First thing we're going to put in is our stuffing. So we're going to just blob this beautiful, tasty beast all over. So now we're going to lay over our Camembert. You can use brie for this, but it doesn't tend to melt quite as well for me. I tell you what, I Camembert how excited I am for Christmas. So we've got half a wheel of Camembert over this. This is enough for kind of two. It looks quite small. It's one 250 gram dough ball, but this will feed two people comfortably. It is heavy duty. So now we're going to fold over our top edges. Like so you can see this cheese and stuffing in the crust. Oh yeah. And then these middle bits we're going to pull over in 2 points. So I'm going to go that side and pinch together. And then I'm going to go this side and pinch together. Stuffed at the edges here, but I've still got some Camembert and stuffing exposed. It's going to melt and blister and bubble and be delicious. As you lift it on, you can give it kind of a little stretch just to open it up as well. A bit more cheese in there because why not? Roccbox is hotter than Mrs. Claus in a bikini. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, it's hot. We're going to go in. That's going to bake for around about 3 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes. We're going to keep rotating it, keep checking the base as well so it doesn't catch at the bottom. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. It's looking good, it's looking spotty. You see where we joined it in the edges? We get all these little pockets of kind of brown cheese, melted cheese. I mean, we're on limited staff, limited crew here. It's just me here, so I'm going to eat it on my own. It's really hot. I'm going to go in, molten. Really good. So there you have it, super easy vegetarian stuffing cooked in Roccbox, some leftover dough, big lump of Camembert, and you end up with something festively brilliant like this. You can find the recipe at Gozney.com. You can make it yourself. You can make it for me. You can deliver it to me because I'm going to sit here and eat the rest. So next we're going to add some walnuts. We're going to add 5 walnuts, 4 cranberries, 3 pistachios, 2 nutmegs, and some herbs that are chopped nicely.